Everyone, Katie here. Hope you all are doing well on this nice and sunny Wednesday. I'm coming at you today for episode 3 of my environmental education series. Today I think I just want to go through some wild edibles. It's Morel mushroom season, which I'm very happy about. Ramps are still up, violets are out. I'm very fortunate to live in an area where I have a lot of woods surrounding my house. So even though I'm quarantined, I don't really feel like I'm that cooped up because I'm able to still get out and still enjoy the beauty of spring right now. So first thing that I want to show you all today are some mushrooms that I found. I already found a couple that I've cut. So this is a Morel. I know some of you all are familiar with these already. There are a couple different species of morels. There's like a black-gray morel, and then there's like a yellow-brown morel. The black-gray colored ones typically are the ones to pop first in the spring, and then the yellow-brown colored ones will come a little bit later. So here are two that I just found growing. You can see them there. So some identification for the morels. They've got this really like wavy structure to them. There's no real like gills on them like when you think of a normal mushroom. And they just kind of pop up. Their shape tends to blend in with like the leaf litter around. I think that's some type of like survival technique that they've developed over the years. So whenever you're out looking, habitat is really important, I think. I am currently in like a lowland area. You can see there's a creek right here. There's a bunch of sycamore trees around me, some buckeye trees. So forest ecology, I think, plays into this a lot whenever you're hunting morels. You know, if you're in the wrong environment, you could probably look all day and maybe not find any. Although, you know, I have seen that they grow, you know, a lot around elm trees, sycamores, even in some pine forests and stuff. So I highly encourage getting out and looking in any woods that you're around. But I have personally had the best luck hunting morels in like a lowland, kind of wet creek bed near sycamore trees. If you're not familiar with the identification of a sycamore tree, they're really easy to identify. Let's see if I can get close to this one enough that you can see it. So they kind of have this like scratchy, peely bark at the base, real scratchy, peely looking. And then as it goes up, it starts to shed off. And then they've got that white camouflage, that really white, bright white bark up at the top. And they get really big around the base too. They really love water. So if you're wanting to go out and hunt for some of your own, I would suggest going by like a creek bed where you see those big white trees. So I do have a knife out here I'm going to cut the mushrooms with. So just kind of clear back the leaves a little bit here. Oops, that one kind of fell off already. But there we go. You can see the mycelium there at the base. And then this one I'm going to cut with my knife. If you cut it and leave some of the base behind, it encourages the mycelium to grow back again for next year. So if you find morels in a spot, like in your backyard or something, it's a really good idea to go back to that same spot and look again. The mycelium network, which is, you know, like the mycorrhizal fabric basically that grows underground that makes the mushrooms pop up. It's massive. It, you know, spreads between trees and plants and all underneath the ground where we can't see. So even though you pick a mushroom, it is good to cut the base. But more than likely, if there's enough rain, enough sunlight, those mushrooms are going to keep popping up year after year with that mycelium in the ground. Yeah, awesome. I guess the uses of morels, they are absolutely delicious. They're huge in the culinary industry. There's a big market out there for people picking them and selling them and buying them. I just use them for my own personal culinary uses. What I like to do is take the morels, clean them off a little bit. Sometimes if you're catching them a little late in the season, they can be buggy. Just have like little gnats and stuff running around in them. So I like to cut them in half and then wash them out and then just fry them up in butter. They're so delicious that way. And then top them off, you know, in like a stir fry or something. They're also really good if you want to bread them and fry them up, kind of like more of a crispy fried up mushroom. Also super delicious. I highly encourage getting out and looking for some right now. It is the prime season. I'm in Athens, Ohio. So it is kind of hilly here, but it's also really starting to warm up. So I would suggest if you're, you know, somewhere around like Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, that kind of area, like definitely be looking right now, mid-April. And I've found morels as late as like almost the 1st of May. Sometimes, you know, if no one's gotten out there to pick them yet, they'll be pretty big by that point. So definitely I encourage getting out now and continuing to look. And if you live in more of a northern state, over the next couple weeks, start getting out and looking as you start seeing everything else greening up and blooming and that type of thing. Wonderful. Yeah, well, I'm going to keep walking around out here hunting for some mushrooms, and if I find anything else exciting, I will share with you all. But if you have any questions, as always, feel free to shoot them my way. Any feedback or anything else that you can teach me about morel mushrooms, I'm always open to learning more. Yeah, well, happy hunting.